In this video, I would like to show you how to find your IP address in a Windows 7 or Windows Vista based operating system. We're going to start by left clicking on your Windows or Start icon in the bottom left hand corner of your screen. In this little search box here, you will type CMD, and you'll see here this little CMD option with the black icon beside it. You left click on that. And by the way, this isn't the only way to get to the command prompt, but this is the quickest and easiest way, I believe. So now we'll maximize this screen. And this is the command prompt or command line. This is basically where you will be typing your instructions to tell the computer what you would like for it to do. In this instance, we're going to type ipconfig or ipconfig space ALL. Sorry, forgot your backslash ALL is what I meant. Now press enter. The ipconfig space backslash all basically is telling the computer that you want to see all of the IP configuration settings. In this case, I'm signed in underneath Greg, so Greg is the host name. I have DHCP is enabled, which basically is a dynamic addressing scheme that the internet uses, which basically means that sometimes whenever I sign on with my laptops or my computers or my wireless devices, sometimes my IP address is going to be changing. It's going to vary from day to day or what have you, depending upon what addresses my internet service provider has leased out to me. In this case, my lease expired. You'll see your leasing information here, when it was obtained and when your leasing expires, which mine will be on the 15th. Here's your default gateway, which is basically your IP address for your router. It's 192.168.2.1. In most cases, your IP address should look something like this. Sometimes it might be 192.168.1.1. It just depends. Sometimes it varies and changes slightly. If you're using a wireless card and you're on a private network, this will start off with a 10 instead of a 192. 192 is basically a public address. Something else you can do with your IP address for your router is you will use it to sign on to your router to change the configuration settings if you need to. Most of the time you won't need to, but I definitely suggest you changing your username and your password. So we're going to show you those settings right now. If you will left click into the Internet Explorer, now left click into your address bar and you'll type in your address 192. Sorry, I got a little pop-up there. 192.168.2.1. That's your IP address, so you don't type in www or the .com or none of that stuff, just your address. Now press enter. As you will see, I'm supposed to put in my password. We'll do that. And basically, if you had never changed your username or your password before, or if it's a new router, you will need to come in here, and I definitely suggest you changing it to make it more difficult for someone to tap into your router and to be able to steal internet from you, or to be able to steal any data or information off your computer. Now we will press enter. And I normally go into advanced setup. If you're new, you may want to go into the wizard setup and let it help you out. Now here are all those settings for the router and for the gateway and for my internet. You see here's my IP address for my LAN again, which is your local area network. It's 192.168.2.1, as you've seen earlier. Here's your IP subnet mask. This is showing that I have the dynamic addressing scheme or the DHCP. This is your WAN information, which you will never have to mess with or change. You shouldn't have to anyway. And for your wireless stuff, if you click into your network here and left click onto the wireless LAN, you will see your WEP key for your wireless internet. I would definitely suggest you never changing that, but you might want to write it down and keep it in a safe place in case you need to enter it into your laptops or your other hardware to be able to use the internet in your home. If you ever do change it, I definitely suggest you to change it into something that you and only you can guess and remember, and is not something that's too easy. As you can see, you can use 5 characters, 13 characters, or up to 29 characters. And it has those certain options that you can use. You can only use letters A through F, capitalized or small and certain numbers and stuff. But I would suggest not messing with this at all unless you absolutely have to, or you just really know what you're doing and want to be able to do it. So that concludes basically 2 different areas where you can see your IP address, and shows you how to get to them. Thank you for watching the video. Have a wonderful day.